Hi everyone, this is Excel Chapter 1, Pause and Practice number 4, and we are on page E1-59, and we're continuing to work on the Paradise Lakes, and we left off with creating a second tab, a second sheet in our workbook. By copying Cass Lake, because everything's set up, and then renaming that second tab to Breezy Point, which is another of the resorts within the Paradise Lakes Resort, and removing the Cass Lake data that was copied over. Let's go back to Cass Lake, and once again you can see now Breezy Point is orange solid. We know we're not on it. Cass Lake is that kind of ombre look, so we know that's our active worksheet. So I now have our food and beverage money values. So what I want to do is go back and unhide that row. So one of the things about when you have something that's hidden, do you see how it goes 8 to 10 and there's like these little double bars? That tells me that there's a row hidden. And so I need to select the rows on either side. So I'm going to, my arrow and down, right? So now I have both rows on either side of the hidden row selected. I'm going to right click, unhide. So now my 9 is going to pop up with my food and beverage, and I'm going to put in the values, and I want to go across the row, so that's when I'm going to use my tab key. So 254 tab, 209 tab, 198 tab, 402 tab, 519 tab, 677 tab, 399 tab, and then I deleted the accidentally deleted the formula, so I put that back in. So 254, 209, 198, 402, 519, 677, 399. Okay, verified that my numbers are correct. So, alrighty. So the next thing I want to do is hide Breezy Point, because I don't have any of the Breezy Point numbers right now. So I kind of want to get it off of my screen. So to hide a sheet, if you point to the sheet and you right click, you can say hide right there. Unlike a row or a column though, you cannot see that there's something hidden. You would have to go up here to format and unhide, and then unhide sheets would be available, right? And then you could select it there. There's not really an indicator on the tab down here at the tabs like there is with a row or a column. Okay, so we want to go home. So Control Home will always take you to the home cell, which is your A1 cell. I'm going to do a save. And I want to spell check and make sure. Remember, we made those way back. The other thing I want to do is I want to make this a little bit bigger because rentals is not showing up. You know what? While I did that, let me show you something. Go between A and B. See how it's the vertical bar with the left and right arrow? Double click. It makes that column auto fit, so it is wide enough to fit all of the data. I'm back on A1. I want to spell check, so I'm going to go to the Review tab. That's where the speller is. There's spell checking. And Excel starts where you're at. That's why we went home. So it would pick up spelling moving down from wherever your active cell is. So it found categories misspelled, and I want to fix that. So I'm going to make sure categories is selected and change it. It now found apparel. Make sure that you have the right one, apparel, and change. And it says, hey, spelling is complete. You're good to go. So that's great. I'm going to save it again just to make sure. And then I want to finish up this. If you look at this little dotted line, that's because I did a file print and it's telling me where the page break's going to be. That's probably not so good. So we're going to have to fix that. The other thing is I want to do some headers and footers so that they would appear. So we got to look at how to do that. So the first thing that I want to do is set up some properties. And we do this the same way we did in Word. We're going to go to File, to the Backstage view, and over on the right are Properties. I'm going to show all the properties so I can see what I want to do. In the title, I'm going to put PP Excel 1-4. The subject, let's find subject, is going to be weekly revenue. And the status is going to be draft. Okay. So I have all of those properties shown. Excel weekly. Okay, we're good. Show fewer properties. It really doesn't matter. And then we're going to go back. So now we have the properties set up. And now I want to change this orientation and fit the data. So to do that, it's on the page layout. Remember we went there for themes. There's also this big page setup area on the page layout tab. So the first thing I'm going to do is my orientation. I'm going to change it to landscape, and my dotted line moves, but still not going to fit. So I want to use the dialog box launcher in the page setup on page layout. And I want to go in the page tab scaling. I want to say fit 1 by 1. So what it's going to say is, hey, make all of this small enough to fit on a single page. So I have that. I'm going to go over to margins, and in the margins I want to center it horizontally, left to right, which really isn't going to do anything, but and then we want to move over to header and footer while we're here. So we want to do, in the header drop down, we want to pick one of the ones that are already here. So I want the one that's got your initials, PP, like that. So that's going to be the header. And then for the footer, we're going to use one of the predefined footers. And then later we'll see how to do custom, these custom headers and footers. We'll do that in another chapter. So in the footer, we want to find the one that says Cass Lake. Okay, we're going to do OK. I want to print preview it. It's got my initials and the PPE1-4. It's got Cass Lake. It all fits. My S is not showing up so good, but it might be the way this previews it. So that is done. I'm going to save it, and you can submit this Chapter 1 Pause and Practice. I did want to mention to you, when you submit this and you are you're in Blackboard, and Blackboard will render your file, but it's going to look a little incorrect. Don't worry about it. Like, it's not going to show the heading and footing right. Cass Lake, I think, for the most part, shows up as a header instead of the footer. It's okay. It's the way Blackboard renders it. As instructors, we always download the files and we look at the actual file. So as long as it's in the file correctly, you shouldn't be so concerned about the rendering unless it looks really, really kind of messed up. And then you can always just take another look at it before you upload it. You know, like download that file and make sure it's the right file that you're submitting. All right, guys, thank you.